St. Thomas More by Hunter Gahan. St. Thomas More was born in Milk Street, London. The city was destroyed in the Great Fire of London in 1666. It was not rebuilt. Sir John More, Thomas's father, was a prominent judge and led a life of civil service. St. Thomas More and his father shared very strong resemblance with each other. You could tell they were father and son. St. Thomas More went to Oxford University, where he wrote comedies and studied Greek and Latin literature. After college, St. Thomas More was torn between a life of civil service, like his father, or to live a monastic life, to be devout to God. One of More's first acts in Parliament had been to urge a decrease in the proposed appropriation for King Henry VII. In revenge, the king had imprisoned More's father and not released him until a fine was paid and More himself had withdrawn from public life. King Henry VII died, and More came back out into the public life when King Henry VIII came to power. And during his time, making it up the ranks with King Henry VIII, More became known for being impartial and caring for the poor. Times grew tense between Thomas More and King Henry VIII because Thomas More would not sign the Act of Secession from Rome, declaring that King Henry VIII was the ruler and almighty supreme. King Henry VIII wanted Thomas More to go along with the Church of England, but instead Thomas More said no, and he was then declared to the Tower of London. I die the king's faithful servant, but God's first. An amazing, astonishing quote by St. Thomas More, right before he was sent to the guillotine. A guillotine is a French invention used to decapitate one's head from one's body. It can be used in the laying flat position and/or on the knee position. This is the vault that interns St. Thomas More's decapitated head. When St. Thomas More was decapitated, he died for his faith, and that made him a martyr. Published in 1516, Thomas More's book Utopia has garnered widespread critical acclaim after his death, but the same cannot be said when he was still alive. The work of fiction tells of a land where everything is perfect and there is no private property. St. Thomas More died for his faith. He used the gifts of the Holy Spirit, such as counsel, when he decided not to side with King Henry VIII and to rely upon God and always put his will with him, and have piety and reverence, and to never turn away from God and his faith. St. Thomas More stood up for what he thought was right, and he knew, in the end, God had a plan for him. Both he knew and God knew what they were doing. An interesting fact about a Cavalier— oh wait, sorry, that's the wrong one. Here we go. This is a Cavalier. With the name St. Thomas More, Cavaliers, it is actually a contradiction, because a Cavalier is a supporter of the Church of England by definition, and St. Thomas More, of course, was opposed to the Church of England.
sunshine.